Hello, how's your guys' day coming? It's your boy. Today's the day we hit Diamond 1. It's been a little bit since we've been back here. I got a day off here pretty soon, and maybe we'll make a push in the Master tier, and I'll be able to give you guys the rundown of how I'm doing it. Maybe some Grandmaster and Challenger. It's not my favorite set, so I don't know how much I'm going to want to binge to be able to hit Challenger, but we'll see what's going on here. One thing to note, guys, is right now there's only like 3 or 4 comps that are actually viable to play in this set. You know, one of them being Ionia Challengers. That's probably the best comp in the game right now with Yasuo Kai'Sa carry. There's Noxus reroll. There's Strategists with Shurima. There's Action reroll carry for Deadeye. That's about it. There's really not a whole lot. There's some like variations and like spin-offs. Like you can go Shadow Isles with like Gwen, so that way when you roll down on 3-5 or like 4-1 when you're looking for certain units, if you can't find, let's say, the Yasuo or the Kai'Sa, you know, you pick just the other two. And one thing that really has helped me hit Diamond 1 over these other tiers here. So we're coming into this selection here. We already see that we have Ionia Challenger out on the board, so we're gonna kind of want to lean into that. So Needlessly Large Rod, this is like mid. This is like a second take if you already know you're going something, right? Like we know we're going Strategist, you go Lux here. Technical Superiority, it's like mid. You're more along the line just doing it for the 2 strategists if you want to force this. Buried Treasure is just always the good to go with here. And I'm probably going to end up going with Portable Forge here. Because if you get like a really good one, like if you get Eternal Winter, you just kind of auto-win. And if you took Collector here, I wouldn't even be mad at you guys, because we saw that we have a second Samira in shop here. But I think the glass is just too good in the early game to streak. It allows us to get a whole nother, basically 2-star unit out onto the board in the early game, so we're up a whole unit on people. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, on like 3-5, it's a weird set because the 5 cost sucks so badly this set that, you know, it's more centralized around the 2-star 4 costs. So when you roll down on like 3-5, you guys should really just take whatever 2-star 4 cost upgrade it gives you, besides like Zeri. Because Zeri's so shit. Like, you can't play her anymore. Unless you get like the Piltover emblem on like 2-1, you straight lose, you get the 30 stack hex, you cash out on 3-5, and you hit like 2-star Zeri because nobody goes and it's uncontested. That's about it, right? So that's why you're going to see a lot of people defaulting either to just Ionia Challengers or Strategist straight up. Because there's no Invoker comp, like reroll Karma, you're not going to hit because all the Ionia players will yoink up all your Karmas for the reroll. I did see another new comp on my climb that I haven't had a chance to play it myself, guys, and it's the reroll Zed, right? So that is a comp right now that is going on. I haven't seen a whole lot of it. And you can play mutants, but you really need the emblem because you need Baron. If you don't have Baron, you have to high roll and just try to preserve HP. And if you have the Baron emblem, you're pretty much guaranteed a top 4. The issue is, if you go mutants, you really need Kai'Sa. And guess who else needs Kai'Sa? Every other Ionia player. So finding Kai'Sa is like a diamond in the rough. So we're going to level up on 2-5 and then 3-2 like usual, so just some standard leveling. And we're slamming items, as you guys can see. I'm not trying to like chill with a bajillion items on the bench. You can build Static Shiv, because Static Shiv's good if you go Challengers and you go Callista, for example. Or you go Azir, like we pivoted to Strategist. Another thing you get, well, the reason why I slammed the Shroud here, guys, is because I wanted to keep the win streak going. But I do think, regardless, I think you should just slam items this set. Because all the items are just kind of mid anyways. There's not like a... Since you don't need Last Whisper with a lot of these comps, because Deadeye's completely dead, you can just kind of slam like subpar items. Like, yeah, you still need Grievous. You know, you want Titans on, like, let's say Yasuo, for example, or Darius. For, like, the most part, you can work the static shiv in. Shroud's always going to be good. You know, just roughly tank items. And your carry's items really don't matter all that much this set. It's more along the line just hitting the upgrades, because everybody's just rolling for the same units. The reason why we're holding onto the Renekton's is so when we go 6, we can put Renekton onto the board, and then we're looking for Talia for the multicast for Strategist. We don't know what we're going yet, and as you can see, we're kind of flexing with our board right now, because we can, it depends on, like, let's say we roll at 2% like Kai'Sa or Yasuo, we're going to lean into Challengers. If we roll like an Azir or Lux, we're going to lean into the Strategist. As you can see here, we're just killing components, guys. I don't, like... you'll realize this watching a lot of other people play, especially, like, on my climb, is, like, people are chilling with, like, 3 or 4 components on their bench the whole game. And they're missing out on so much value throughout the entire game. Because it's small, like, habit. Like, you don't have to have Gigabytes, you just gotta get the items out there. And then the issue is like this guy could have won here if you put that BF sword on Action. He doesn't have to make Bloodthirster necessarily. You don't want to be chilling on all these components. So here we have a cut above, which is a Deathblade, which is fine to go. Then you have the target dummy. I think this is bad. If it was gain a target dummy, and then it was like you gain 2 gold, regardless of if it survives, I think this would be good. The target dummy is always going to die, so you're really not going to get the gold. You're not going to put the target dummy in the back. A cut above, you could rock this, but this railroads you. This means you have to go for an AD 2-star 4 cost. And then item grab bag. This is like basically, so you have to think about it, right? We're 3-2. We know we want to go 6, and we know the XP barrier to go 6 is about 12 gold. So this is basically a free level up, 2 components, and a reforger for a trash item. So this is great for like the 3-2 interval. Nobody talks about this, but this is like a phenomenal gold augment to get. So we're probably going to refresh these other 2, and we're probably going to end up taking this. Yeah, I didn't even bother, because like it's just a free upgrade, or free like level up pretty much. So our econ really doesn't take a hit here. Then look at this person, another example. This is like Diamond 2, Diamond 1. Matter of fact, there's a Masters player. I think this person is a Masters player, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items on the bench. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's just not worth it. It's a lot of fundamentals to be able to consistently climb, and you can see even at this high rank, people are still lacking. They might not be able to build like Gigabits, but you can put the components on like transitional units. So this guy did a roll down. Alright, typically guys, people level up on 3-7 and do a roll down. This guy on 3-3, I guess he just major loss streaked and just with an XP like augment decided to just level up and roll it down here. Because he would have prio on the 4 cost basically, because he's rolling at the higher percentage earlier than everybody. Just not a bad way to go, but now he's going to be like Giga broke the whole game. So So we want a Zir here if we can get it, but we know we're never going to get it. So we're going to start looking towards the other things of what we need. We know we need anti-heal. And I'm not, from my games, guys, there are times where you roll down on 3-5, and you'll see a lot of people do it, like this person did it, because they lost streaked and they just, you know, they hit the Azir or whatnot. But I find the vast majority of your games, it's just better to go to like 4-1, because if you don't hit on that 3-5 roll down, it feels really bad. It feels like you spiral out of control and you just spend the rest of the game losing. Also, you guys notice this? I'm not doing any like dumb random rolling. I'm not like, I'm making gold thresholds where I can. Am I like min-maxing my synergies? Probably not. As you can see, we're already seeing there's like, everybody's going strategist in this lobby. So, and that's what my comp's leaning into right now. So what does this mean, guys? It comes back to the previous note I talked to you. A lot of this game is just flexing the 2-star 4 costs. So we don't necessarily have to go a Azir carry. Are we still going to lean into it? For sure. But I'm not so dead set on just, oh, I need to have a Azir. And this is what I'm talking about, level 7. You're going to want to just buy every 4 cost the game gives you guys, because you never know what upgrade it's going to give you here. In like this case, I didn't necessarily hit the Azir. I hit the Akshan, right? But I don't have the items for Azir right now. I don't have the upgrades. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to carry Kai'Sa. And this is what I was talking about, like, about playing like flexible in this set. It's really wonky in terms of just all the 4 costs are super good. Like, such as Yasuo, Kai'Sa, Azir, Lux, J4, Urgot's he's decent. And I looked at like 5 strategists, and it is a huge hike between 4 and 5 strategists. That's a huge jump up. And since Kai'Sa scales with AP, as long as she's in the back line, she's gonna gain all those bonuses, right? You're gonna see, this is what presenting the strongest board is. I should keep that Samira out on the board. This is a mistake here, what I'm doing. Because you're seeing the synergies, right? And you're like, oh shit, dude, I'm getting like some dope synergies. But in all reality, it would have been stronger for me to keep the Samira 2 out on the board and allow Kai'Sa, my hyper carry, to have the challenger bonus on her. Instead, I think I lost this combat because I took the Samira out. The game plan is there's no more reason for us to roll, guys. Like, our whole front line's upgraded. The game plan from here is to go level 8, keep our econ high. Usually people go level 8 on 4-5 or 5-1. And what you have to realize is that right now I'm getting contested. I know I haven't done a whole lot of scouting for you guys to see, but we'll be able to see at the end of the lobby. We're getting contested by like 3 or 4 Azir players. So the odds of us ever finding Azir is like very like low to none. We do need the Azir in for the 5 strategists or whatnot. But I'm not gonna nuke my whole econ for it. I know I'm not gonna find the Azir. I'm content with that. So what's the next best thing now? We can look for Nasus and Talia upgrade, I guess. But I'm not gonna drop 5 strategists. It's too much shielding and too much AP. And at this point, I know I'm strong enough just to coast out for the rest of the game. I have enough HP. That's why I power leveled here. I didn't even worry about going 9 or nothing like that. I figure if I go level 8 and I chill, I can preserve enough HP. The Azir players can die out. And I'll just have natural shop refreshes that might show me Azir or Nasus or something like that. One thing to say is I should start my Kai'Sa out on the left with everything else, and then have it to where Kai'Sa jumps to the right, because she's always going to ulti to the other side of the board, so positioning here really does matter. And since this person does have the Azir too, they just kind of... they're really strong. I really wish I could have hit the Azir, but it is what it is. But this is in terms of like playing flexible and just playing what the game gives you guys. Like, you guys are going to see me pass up on quite a few Luxes here. And I didn't want to have Heimerdinger out on my board, and there's a reason for it. And the reason is I know I'm not going to hit Heimerdinger 2, and when you have Heimerdinger out on the board, it's going to keep giving you his turret upgrades in your natural shops and take up slots that could provide you upgrades otherwise. And we already have anti-heals, so we don't care about the mecha whatever. We don't have an Ionia spatula to put on Heimerdinger, so there's no point. I should make double Ionic Spark here, guys, but I said screw it. I wanted to see if I could hit Ahri too and have just an Ahri carry. Because it's an Ahri with 5 strategists, so she has like 70 AP on top of the double death cap. So I think if she ever gets off her 3rd cast, we just auto win the fight. This is what I mean, guys. Look how many people are playing this comp. The biggest thing is that we have double J4 CC, which is like really big, but also we had a huge HP lead in the early game, so now we kind of get to coast off of that. We would have already been able to hit Lux too. The issue is I don't think we're ever going to be able to get out like the Garen for Demacia and Juggernaut, because I don't think we're going to be able to find Azir 2 to be able to transfer these items over and open up that spot on my board for it. So I think it's actually better just to have the Ahri, so Ahri can mana reave and give Kai'Sa time to cook. I didn't even know that either, because I watched a video recently that not Kai'Sa, but Ahri ends up mana reaving, so it's like pretty big in like the terms of we have a Shroud and another mana reave. We should grab this, I thought it was like an Invoker spatula, but I guess not. And this is why taking what's like the game gives you is so important, guys, because look at this. I've been chilling on an Azir 1 forever. The only 2-star 4 cost carry I have is a Kai'Sa that doesn't even have Challenger on it. but it's just decent enough that it's like keeping me alive and, you know, helping me win some fights. I think actually all the last 3 people in this lobby, or all the last 4 people were playing Azir. We were all playing the same comp, guys. So this goes to show that just presenting strongest boards is the most important thing you can do. And now I get all these years because people passed away, right? You guys can make a good argument that I should have grabbed the 3rd item for like Azir here, and then sold the Ahri and transferred the death cap. But I knew the Biscuit Piggy person was too strong in this lobby, the user, that if I didn't hit the Ahri, I wasn't gonna win anyways. Because she already has like Gigabyss on Azir. The biggest thing is, like, if you actually you can see here I did it, but putting that D-Claw in front of the Lux so she just doesn't one-shot your J4 before he casts is, like, really big. Getting off those casts is what, like, wins the fights or allows you to take a really low loss. And that's what we're doing here, guys. I know I can't win because I can't beat the one person, they're too strong. So what I'm doing at this point is I'm basically just trying to make, like, low losses, but lose less HP per fight. I should sell the Kaisa here and just donkey and just see if I can hit the Ahri. Or like maybe even like Lux and then put, I guess, static on. And then I made a positioning error here at the end, but I was trying to get the shroud off on the Lux. It is what it is, you can't win them all, guys, but this is the game that got me into Diamond 1. As you can see, the top 4 people were all playing, you know, Azir. So this is an example of how you would play out a game where you're strongly contested. You have to play flex. You can see that those 2 literally are playing like a cookie cutter MOBA guide version of the comp, where they all have the Garen, they all have the Lux. You know, in this case I'm rocking Kaisa. You have to play what the game gives you and play flexibly. You can't just always have a guide up on a second monitor and say, oh, okay, I'm playing this, and just force it. It's not always the best, because there's a world here, guys, where I hit that Ahri, then I transfer the items from Kaisa over to Azir, and I rock like another legendary, and we win. You know, so don't get too stuck in your ways that you never decide to play something outside of the box. And have a good day. I appreciate all the support and people stopping by and having a good time. All right, best of luck. Bye.